Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the channel. This is my first test video, and I'm testing it on Marilyn Manson because there's something I want to speak about. First of all, Marilyn Manson had just had his case dismissed because of time limitation. In California, rape and sexual abuse only has a 5-year limitation. This woman had had these acts happen to her way before the 5 years, so the judge had no choice but to dismiss it. But the judge did give the lawyer of this woman 10 days to refile to what he said to overcome the limitation. There's only one way to overcome the delimitation, and that is if the woman was unaware that she had sex with him. In other words, she was passed out, she was drunk, and she went to a doctor, and the doctor found that she was violated. Then yes, she can be held. She can then bring forward the suit because he had just found it maybe a year ago, maybe just recently after she went to the doctor. That is the only exception to that. Now, there is another way this can get around it, and I don't know if this is the same woman that this article in the Sun was talking about. But in a book that Marilyn Manson had printed, he said that in his autobiography, The Long Ride Out of Hell, that he devised a murder plot against the former flame to get revenge after their nasty breakup. In an excerpt from the memoir exclusively obtained by The Sun, Marilyn, whose real name is Bryant Warner, wrote about Nancy, who he claimed pushed herself into the band. Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids by being an outstage prop for them. He alleged the first time we performed together, I sang while holding her on a leash, the whole time to make a point about parochial society. Of course, not because it turned me on dragged a scantily clad woman around the stage by a leather leash. Soon afterwards, Nancy asked me to punch her in the face, so I began giving her persuasively cruder beatings each show. It must have caused some brain damage because she began to fall in love with me. He continued of their on-stage antics. I made out with her and sucked her tits, and she got on her knees and caressed whatever she found down there, without getting into trouble with my girlfriend, her boyfriend, or the law. During one contest, we put her in a cage, and as the band played, people who died by the Jim Carroll band, I revived up a chainsaw and tried to grind through the metal. Though he had a girlfriend at the time, the two became intimate. When he told her he wanted her out of the band and to end the relationship, he claimed she screamed, cried, and threatened him. He claimed Mason called clubs and canceled their show, showed up at concerts to threaten people in the audience, attacked the woman who replaced her, called mutual friends to smear his name, and sent him obscene messages and packages. The writer said of her antics, never in my life had anyone ever made me so violently angry before. She was ruining my life when we were sleeping together, and now that we weren't, she's destroying it even more thoroughly. Every night when I came home, there was a new death threat waiting for me. I finally called her and laid it on the line. Only are you not going to be in the band anymore, but if you don't leave town, I'm going to have you killed. I wasn't exaggerated. I was infuriated. I had nothing to lose, and I was so emotionally wrapped up in the situation that I had no perspective. He penned that while he didn't think it was right to take a human life, he also didn't think it was fair to deny himself the chance of causing someone to die either, especially someone whose existence meant so little to the world and to herself. He wrote that at the time, taking life seemed like a necessary growing and learning experience, like losing your virginity or having a child. Merlin then began to plan to carry out the murder, from hiring someone to kill her for $50 to poisoning her food. The singer continued, this was the first time I had ever seriously considered murder. I wasn't sure what to do. I wasn't going to accept any alternative. She had to die. In my mind, I built her into a symbol, a representation of everyone who had ever tried to possess me or control my mind, whether it be through Christianity or sex. I wanted revenge, compensation for the boy they had raped and destroyed. He claimed he and a friend plotted the murder with no evidence. Marilyn even revealed that the man followed her, cased out her house, and figured out her routine before they settled on arson. The night the plan murdered, he filled a shoulder bag with kerosene matches and rags. As they neared Nancy's home, a man approached them to sell drugs. Marilyn wrote, but Hollywood kept following us all the way to Nancy's door. My friend and I looked at each other. We didn't anticipate there being a witness in this deserted neighborhood. They took what we gave each other. We question mark, Do we kill him too, or do we abandon the plan for the night? When the man approached Nancy's home for a second time, they heard sirens forcing them to flee. Now, basically, this is a plan to commit murder. There is no, there's just no reason to murder anybody, and the law does not look at a reason and say, okay, you had a good reason to kill somebody, sure, not guilty. No, it doesn't work that way. So basically, if this is Nancy who filed the lawsuit to begin with, she and her lawyer can now file a lawsuit that he planned to commit murder. It doesn't reason why he didn't carry it out. He did plan it. That is illegal, and there is no time limit on it. And basically, because he wrote this in his book, so stupidly wrote this in this book, he will be convicted, and then the LA Police Department will put him in jail after the civil suit is over, because now they have a guilty verdict that they can bring before a judge. He also had admitted to rape. He had said that he went to a bar, and in the bar there was a drunk woman who passed out. He and a friend raped her. Now, his friend, of course, said it never happened, that he's lying, because a friend knows that it's against law and he can go to jail. The problem with Marlin Manson is not people are conspiring to go against him, it's that he is conspiring to go against himself because he admits to all these terrible things. That's the problem. And that's why I think that within a year or two, he will be arrested, he will go to trial, and because of what he said, it will get him convicted. The moral is, shut up. Don't admit to doing anything. Even if you think it makes you look more cooler, don't do it, because whatever you say, as they say, can be used against you. Anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to say about Marlin Manson. I had to get that off my chest, because I am tired of people trying to say he's innocent and ignoring the fact that he himself has said he is not innocent. Okay, bye for now, and we'll see if this test video works out. If it does, let me know in the comments, and I may post more. Thank you. Bye.